Did you ever think, what if you could double your restaurant sales by just opening another location online? Hi, my name is Hassan Dawood, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how you can double your income with the new virtual restaurant model. And I'm going to give you a formula to achieve your revenue goals with a step by step sales process that all the big brands use to get customers predictably. I worked with world class food marketing agencies like Ordering Ads, where we had clients who were doing from 500,000 a year in revenue to almost half a billion in revenue, clients like Famous Dave. And I'm also the author of the book Alchemy of Success. It's a self-help book for anybody who's interested in improving their personal lives, sharing tips from billionaires and ancient philosophers, you name it. Now, cut to the chase. What is the virtual restaurant model? It's basically restaurant owners increasing their sales by selling food online, opening a profitable e-commerce store that generates revenue every month on its own. Now, giving you two sources of income coming from that one business, that one brick and mortar business on the block now will be generating two sources of income, one offline, the other online. Kind of like opening another location, what is way cheaper and sells to more customers, then you'll see how. To make my point clear, let me take you to the journey of one of the clients, Alex. He also had a grand vision for his business, to build a burger empire of his own. He had an amazing concept that customers loved, high quality meat, everything fresh, and tons of other options. Great concept, but he didn't have enough sales to grow his business. He paid $19,000 in 6 months for a marketing company that did nothing for him, where he wanted his name out and expand and big brand. Nothing happened. He signed up with delivery services like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, all of them, but he lost more money on commissions than actually making any profit from them. While he was facing all that, the worst nightmare happened. The pandemic hit, resulting in declining sales, the third-party apps charging high commissions as much as 30%, inflation causing food prices to be up, lower profits, and the staff in all restaurant industries started leaving restaurants for better jobs, and the rent, the other bills started piling up, making it a nightmare. The pandemic changed the way business was done. It gave the digital transformation. More people started buying things online. Do you know screen time rose from 3.8 hours a day to almost 8 hours a day? That means a person is spending 8 hours a day on social media. What do you think is going to be doing there? E-commerce sales increased by $244 billion in the first year of pandemic. That's what they were doing, buying things online. Digital ordering grew 300% faster than dine-in traffic. Now, Alex was given two choices. Either he could evolve, get better and stronger, or he could die out like other millions of businesses who were closed during the pandemic. He chose to adapt. He opened an e-commerce store and started selling food online. Gave him another source of income to survive and thrive. How? He was reaching more customers. He was getting more sales. He had access to over 100,000 people in his city. He was building his own brand, not rely on third parties. Companies like Uber Eats, they steal your customers. The reason why people go to Uber Eats because they like your food. Why do they have to go to Uber Eats to buy your food, right? Okay, so they steal your customers. On top of that, they charge you 30% commission. You see the hypocrisy. And Alex was able to increase repeat visits by retargeting. Anytime somebody came to his website, he was able to make lookalike audience, people who look like that person, and he was able to make 100,000 plus people who look like that one person and then sell food to them in his local area. This is what you cannot do on third-party platforms. And it also gave him opportunity for higher profit margins, as he was not giving commissions to third parties, less dependent on foot traffic or the state policies. I remember in New York, you couldn't sell food in your establishment, in your restaurant, causing a lot of restaurants to be closed. Well, if you're online, then you don't have to worry about it. And do you know, if you have your own restaurant app, it increases 35% chances of customers spending more money on your food. Now, exactly why this restaurant model works is because it's a combination of two things. To expand the brand on social media, target 100,000 plus people who live near your city, inside your city, and retail, sell food to them from your own built e-commerce store with a POS system that collects payment online. You become your own platform. You won't need the third-party apps or social media for exposure, as the whole city will know you through detailed targeting that we would do. And you won't need to rely on their POS systems to make sales or give commissions. You'll have everything built in your own virtual restaurant. It's just like opening another location for a new source of income, making you self-sufficient. As I said, you don't have to depend on marketing agencies anymore or the third-party platforms charging 30% commission on each order. A complete online restaurant of your own with tremendous growth and little cost. Do you know how much does it cost to open a new restaurant, let's say in New York? It costs around 300,000 to almost a million to open a new location. And you can do the same thing but online with way little cost. It's not even a fraction. It's not even 1/10 of that money. With a few thousand, you can open a new location online that generates more money, if not same, because you have access to a greater audience, more people, and you're able to do way more things than a physical location. And would your customers love it? Yes, and here's why. It gives them faster buying process. They don't have to stand in line to buy your food. It is cheaper. If you were to have Uber Eats, you can try yourself. The food prices are way up. The customers have to pay fee. You have to pay fee. It is easier for customers. It gives them flexibility. They can order whenever they want. They don't have to have a specific time, and it gives them several payment methods. If they don't have credit card on the phone, they can just go to your restaurant and pay by cash. Customers want you to win, not third-party apps. And here's the data. 70% of consumers say they'd rather order directly from you, preferring their money go straight to you and not a third party. Most customers prefer pickups as it is cheaper for them and you. This is what Forbes is saying. Now, how do you achieve your revenue goals as I promised in the beginning? Here's how. To be able to achieve your revenue goals, first we need to know the average value of a customer per month. I mean, how many customers do we even need to bring in to achieve that goal? And this is exactly the same formula we can use to find out. First, find out what is the average sale per customer. Okay, you can look at your manager, you can ask him and find out what is the average sale per customer. For this example, let's say on average a person spends $17 with you. Find out how many times does a person come to your restaurant. Let's say, to be conservative, he comes in once a month. And usually a person doesn't come alone to a restaurant, they come with friends. Let's say he comes in with a group of 3 people, 3 friends. Adding all these factors, take your current monthly revenue and divide it with that number. It will give us an estimate how many people you're serving per month right now. Now we just simply need to multiply this number, which is 1,320, multiply by the desired growth, which is, let's say, 30%. It will give us the amount of new customers that are needed to achieve your revenue goals. Now, at this point, we have a running e-commerce store. We know how many new customers do we need to bring in to achieve that goal. And we use this step-by-step sales formula to achieve, and it takes around 4 touches to turn strangers into new customers. And we do not want to leave them alone after they visit you once, because most money in the restaurant business is in the repeat visits. The average value of a lifetime customer in restaurant industry is around $6,628. So if you just leave them after once, do you know how crazy it is to how much money you're leaving on the table? So that's why the retargeting comes in place. And our goal is to turn them into lifetime customers. By the way, this is the same step-by-step sales process that all the big brands use to turn a complete cold stranger into a paying customer. So now I want you to think for a second. If we take a customer by this process, he's not aware of you, and we start running these ads and the engagement and all the other ones, and we are targeting over 100,000 people who live near your business, near your location, and we know those people are interested in your food because we have the data. They live near your location and the food looks good. Do you think that even only 396 people will come to your business and become your new customers for you to achieve your revenue goal? Think about it. This sales formula and this new virtual restaurant model changed Alex's life. And I'm not kidding, it is that powerful. While other businesses were closing down, he was getting the biggest sales days. I remember he got over 1,100 orders a day through this new e-commerce store. Now, taking the average sale per customer, which is $17, multiply 1,100 by 17, that's around $17,000 in revenue, not profit, was generated through this one store only. When others were cutting costs, he was aggressive and started his own burger empire. focused on providing better food and customer experience. He didn't have to worry about getting more sales or expanding anymore. And right now, he mostly spends his time with his family, and they go to vacations and send us the pictures. Alex did what Amazon was doing. Do you know Jeff Bezos' net worth increased by $70 billion during the pandemic? And it all happened because more people were buying online. What do you think people are doing when they're on their social media? Most of the times they're browsing for better things and they're just buying. So why not turn your restaurant into an online store too? Become pandemic proof and reach more customers. And achieve omnipresent. Omnipresence basically means be in front of everyone in your city. When someone is hungry, your restaurant should be in their mind. And we achieve this by doing retargeting and detail targeting. We take a location where everybody lives and we know they're interested in your food. They have access to your restaurant, they live nearby, and we target them so many times. They see your I remember one of the clients' friend, he was saying, "What do? You were everywhere." He wasn't everywhere. It's because every time a person opened up his social media, all he would see is his food, his restaurant, his story. So obviously when he's going to be hungry or when he's going to think of food, the only thing he's going to think of is him. Exactly just like we think of Amazon. When we want to buy something online, the first thing we think of is Amazon. We don't even go to Google for search. And this is getting even more viral. 60% of diners expect to order online. Do you know 1 in every 2 restaurants are now generating 69% of their sales online compared to just 31% sales with orders in store? And over 23,000 restaurants are taking orders like this. This new concept of metaverse and virtual reality is taking over. As more and more companies stepping into metaverse, it's becoming more common. Companies like Facebook, Adidas, and Gucci, they all spend millions of dollars into NFTs and virtual reality. And virtual restaurants will be the future and will be everywhere, as you saw from the data. And some restaurants already are generating more sales online than in person. Now, who this is for? This is specifically for restaurant owners who are passionate about growing their business and willing to adapt. People who want to double their sales and have another source of income. Restaurants with great food that customers love, who don't want to pay high commission to others and become their own platform. And people who need to understand. They need to have some skin in the game. They need to have some commitment. And this is who it is not for. This is not for people with outdated concepts. This is not for people with, bad reviews on Yelp or their food sucks. If your food doesn't suck, it's good, all right? And this is not for people who are stuck in information gathering mode or people not willing to take action and get results. Honestly, it's not for anybody who's not serious about growing their business by another 40 to 70% of their revenue. After what I've shown you with proof and personal stories and all the data, there should be no doubt that this is a no-brainer for anybody who wants to grow their business with a new virtual restaurant model. The better the fit, the better the results. Look, I like to get all of my clients' results. To do that, I need to get them a quick ROI. And the truth is, there are some people I cannot help. And if that's the case, I'll let you know upfront 100%, and I'll suggest somebody else.